Alright, we're installing Timbren front bushings. These are basically bushings that are imitation airbags, but or bags, but they're hollow and they're made of some type of neoprene. They're pretty expensive. These are $214. These are for the E-Series van. There's a bit of confusion. There's nothing on YouTube. There's no instructions on how to install them on a modern E-350 van. And when I say modern, I mean from 92 on up to about 17 when they quit making them. I believe they still make the Cutaway, but they don't make the van anymore. Now this is an E-350. Now we're installing these on the front, and what they basically do is they take the place of the original bump stops, which are that little block of shit right there. Now they wanted us to put this extra piece of rubber on top of here with a nut coming through. They called it a pre-assembled package. Now I figured out real quick that even with Moog front springs, heavy duty front springs on the front of this E-350, that having this extra ½ inch or so, whatever this is, was going to throw my front end alignment way out. And it's plenty stiffened up on this one side, we did already, and gives me enough height. And anyway, this is what it looks like when it's on the way that I installed it. Okay, there it is there. Now you see it replacing that little rubber wedge triangle bullshit they had on there from the factory. You see how far away it is now, and actually in reality it makes contact with the twin I-beam system right here when the vehicle is lowered. My boy's just jacking up the other side so that we can get the other one on, take the other one off and get the other Timbren on. Now it made a huge difference for roll control in the back, and I mean a huge difference. At first it was hard to get used to, but then the bushings kind of sort of wore themselves in just a little bit after a couple of 100 miles, and now we got sort of a softer ride but still full roll control. I would say much more than a, and it also gave me about a 2-inch lift in the back. Now I have heavy duties on the rear. It made a huge difference. I'd say for all the people out there with sagging front ends, where you see these funky E350s and 250s and 150s rolling down the highway, I'd go with, instead of buying new springs and going through all this choppy tire alignment bullshit with the twin I-beam system and all the problems that Ford has, I would say get you a set of these for $214 and slap them on there and forget about changing your damn springs and all that, and get that tire squat sag front end shit off the road and take care of it, and put something like this on it for $214. That's pretty cheap to take care of this problem. Not that mine's sagging or anything, I'm just trying to get a little lift in the front to match the rear, which is, it looks like that's how it's working out when the vehicle is stable. At least on this side, and this side pulled the weight of the other side before we were even installing the other side. So I imagine when we get this other side installed, it's really going to be kick-ass as far as roll control. I mean, when we used to have to do 35 around an on-ramp, we can do about 60 around an on-ramp and stick to it. But most of all, the most important part besides roll control is front tire chop. Everybody should be familiar, every mechanic, everybody out there, with the Ford twin I-beam system tire chop. It's a pain in the ass to get right. It's caster camber. You get these little bushings up here at the top. They go right in there. And loosen this bolt, and you got A, B, C, D, and E, and F, G, and all that shit, and you rotate it, and you get your toe in, your caster and camber right, and then the ass starts squatting when you tow something, and you still get tire chop. You change the shocks, you get tire chop. You change the springs, you get tire chop. It doesn't really matter unless you can somehow stabilize the vehicle within, you know, bouncing and moving around within a certain distance. And that's what I intend to achieve with these Timbrens. Now they claim since 1964 they've been making these, you know, they've been putting them on 18-wheelers and all kinds of shit, and then they put them on cars now and trucks, and they sell them for cars and trucks. Now I don't see why a solid piece of rubber like that wouldn't be a good idea. Now when the vehicle's lowered, that Timbren makes full contact with the twin I-beam, and like I said, if I'm not satisfied with the height in the front, I can go ahead and add this extra piece of rubber. This is a piece of rubber here that goes on top of a piece of plate steel, and then of course that spongy looking donut underneath it. Now in the rear is fully making full contact with the ground. It's not jacked up at all. If anything, I got an Amigo transmission right here weighing the shit out of it. That's about 300 pounds right there. 50, that's nothing. But let me see if I can get a good shot of the rear, Tim. Here we go. You see how they're making contact? Pretty simple installation. Piece of cake. There you go. All it uses is a U-bolt with a plate at the bottom, and then at the top it's a special bracket made for a direct installation that replaces your existing bullshit bump stop wedge. And man, you talk about take out the sag out of the leaf spring and add roll control. I would choose that over sway away leaf helpers any day of the week, or any kind of sway bar system. So that's just a little idea on what it's like having those type of bushings on your vehicle. Now this is my first time really fooling around with them, so I may make another video in 2 years or a year from now and say, hey, these things are a piece of shit, they're sagging, the truck's sagging, went back to normal, and the bushing split down the middle. But I don't think so, because I don't think they would still be in business and selling them at the price that they're selling them for. I mean, they cost as much as, and they're made in Canada and shit, and of course the Canadians are proud as shit of everything that they make, but you know, that don't mean anything. However, they make airbags that are just the damn same price, minus the compressor, of course. Now I was going to bag this vehicle, but I decided against it. As soon as I'm finished doing this front end with these Timbren bushings to help, I'm going to change the upper bushings, the upper caster camber bushings that Ford famously uses. Damn it, this
drag link.
Yeah, thank you, son. This damn drag link. I got another one sitting in a box. I've been having it for about a year. I'm just too lazy to get under here and change it. But since I put a full AC compressor and all that dryer and everything on here and blew out the system, I might as well go ahead and install all this shit too. Anyway, that's my video of Timbren suspension for the E-350 Econoline, the E-Series van. Now, they have instructions on the 80, on the 90, on the 91 and below, but they don't have good instructions for these current models, the newer models, or whatever these are, the third gens. Let me show you the damn instructions they give you, and I'm telling you, there's not much more online for it, so I'm making this video solely for that purpose. They got a bunch of, you know, bullshit where people are just showing some of those stationary mount cameras and driving all around and bouncing down the road and shit through a trail, but they don't show you how to install the motherfuckers. I mean, they show you the rear, but they don't show you the front, and they don't show you how it works. Well, this is how they say install it. Well, the front of my above my twin I-beam don't look nothing like this shit. So that threw me for a loop. So I had to get under here and do my own experimentation with this. And basically you just eliminate this top nut, that lock washer, and that lock nut, and you keep the steel, and you can keep the rubber grommet up here if you want for an extra 1/2 inch lift in the front. And you put this one bolt clean through, and you just got barely enough clearance with the I-beam in the way. And you have to install them with your ratchet and extension toward the front of the truck. You can't go from behind. So get used to that idea right away. And a swivel may come in handy. So keep that in mind, because you've got to stick the ratchet inside this rubber grommet to get this bolt tight. And basically you're just bolting this steel plate and this piece right here, the main rubber contact, onto the frame and into the threads of the frame. It comes with a grade 8 bolt, but the threads in the frame, well, they're not really worth a shit, but the force is just bouncing straight down, so I don't really see if this metal's flat against the frame, it actually coming loose or causing a problem in the future. I could be wrong, but I don't see it happening. And this is really all they give you. This is the only instructions they give you. So this video is for people who have saggy ass front ends on their E-Series vans, work vans, because I know some of you out there are still using them. 2-wheel drive. They give no instructions for it at all, and there's nothing online anywhere other than that shitty piece of paper and a bunch of misrepresentation on YouTube where you click on a Ford but it's a Mazda truck and it's showing the rear or some other bullshit. So I'm giving you the lowdown on how to install these and how I installed these the proper way. Now, I told you I already dropped the front end on this side. It was making full contact all the time. That's normal. That's what it's supposed to do. I imagine if I added that 1 or that 1/2 inch rubber leaf that they gave us here to there, I imagine it would be even stiffer in the front, but that's just plenty stiff enough for me. As long as it keeps my wheels from darting out like a retarded truck going down the highway, or I'm driving in reverse all the time. As long as it keeps my vehicle from looking like, you know, and driving like that and handling like that, I'm perfectly content with this setup for $214. So that's my video on the Timbren front suspension. And part number for this Ford, and it matches a shitload of vehicles, is this right here, the FEF350. Now they make an FEF350 something, SD maybe. That's some kind of heavy duty for E450s and such, and I imagine they're stiff as a brick. So that's all, folks, on Timbren front end bushings for Ford's E350 or E-Series vans. Now imagine the F-Series are the same for the 2-wheel drive twin suspension, or their form of twin suspension is a little bit different than the E-suspension, but still the same concept. Now you can see my boy's got his bolt started, and he's got to go in through this I-beam sideways. This is where a swivel would come in handy. And once it gets straightened out, it makes straight contact once it's tight with the twin I-beam. So just want to let y'all know that. And these are new heavy-duty springs, changed about 7 years ago when I bought the vehicle with 60,000 miles. The vehicle only has 114,000 now, so we still got a good little ways to go on it. That's the only reason I'm wasting any money on this vehicle. That, and I needed to tow and haul my little Amigo around, which is sitting right there, that pretty little thing, ready to tear the fuck out of the mud. Anyway, I'll make some videos on that, I promise. Okay.